Segment 4 of Mo Norman Was My Friend. Mo Norman's material possessions were kept in his car and the hotel room he rented, Canada in the summer, Orlando in the winter. His clothes were hung on a clothes bar over the back seat. His golf shoes, clubs, balls, and articles about his accomplishments and photos of his golf stroke were in the trunk. This segment is about the photos Mo gave me in December of 1992 that were in his trunk. Here's Mo at address. Mo played the ball outside his left foot and teed very high. This is the optimum position for launch angle and maximum clubhead speed. The back of his left hand and the club face always pointed in the same direction. His stance was wider than the width of his shoulders. The arms were fully extended. He started with the club head substantially behind the ball. Mo stated his reasons for doing this. I can't pick the club up. I can't take it outside. I am already in my right shoulder turn, which eliminates that much of the backstroke. Mo started his backstroke by pulling his right elbow straight back. This eliminated body swing. He would then pick the club upward to the top of his backstroke. Mo's club head did not move on a single plane during his backstroke. At the top of his backstroke, his left arm was parallel to just above parallel to the ground. Mo never took a big backstroke. His right hip moved backwards, but he maintained the same angle of the right leg that he had at address. His wide stance and keeping both feet flat on the ground provided optimum balance. During the first 33 milliseconds of the downstroke, one TV frame, Mo sat straight down into his knees. This forced his left knee to move directly over his left big toe. It's what Mo called his move. This motion forces the hands to move backwards and downwards, another optimum motion. At waist high in the downstroke, Mo's head is still over his right knee. His left knee is over his left big toe. His back is still angled away from the target. There is no spinning of the hips. His body is in a superior support position. His wide stance provides optimum body balance. Because Mo's grip was in the lifeline of his right hand, single axis, the shaft is in line with his right forearm, the optimum position. From waist high to the position in these photos, the only obvious thing moving is his hands and arms. There is around 10 more degrees of body and hip rotation. Impact is the major advantage of a single axis grip, and why Mo Norman was considered by many to be the best ball striker to ever play the game. Mo's head is still over his right knee. His left knee is still over his left big toe. Both arms are straight and extended. The back of his left hand and the club face point absolutely in the same direction. His right palm is pointing in the same direction as the club face as well. Both feet are firmly planted on the ground. Mo's balance is optimum for the human body. His shoulders, hips, and knees are very close to parallel to the target line. These three photos show the same positions as above from the rear view. The majority of tour players over 30 years old have seen Mo Norman hit golf balls. Close to 100% of them were awed by his ball striking ability. I say close to 100% because there are always authority figures around to set your incorrect thinking back to the belief system of the authority figures. Here is a statement by Bob Toski. Quote, Mo's swing is not fundamentally sound. He gets away with it because by instinct he played that way when he was young. He has great hand and eye coordination, and he has great hand and arm strength. But he doesn't have the posture of a good player, where the arms look more relaxed and hanging from the body. He has very little bend from his waist. I think he's another Lee Trevino. He's a freak. He learned his golf swing by trial and error. He didn't understand the fundamentals." Unquote. After impact, Mo immediately rotated his right forearm over his left forearm. Mo had a perception that his club face was square to the target line 20 inches past the ball. This, however, is scientifically not possible. If you place yourself in Mo's release position and close your eyes, you will experience Mo's perception that the club face is still square to the target line. Notice that Mo's chin is firmly pressed into his right shoulder. Mo had a short neck. He actually wore a hole in the right shoulder of his shirts from hitting so many practice balls, around 1,000 a day. When Mo's hands were shoulder high in the follow-through, both feet were still firmly on the ground. His left knee is still bent and over his left big toe. You can only achieve this position with a single axis grip. The shaft of Mo's club always stayed inside the width of the fairway from the top of his stroke to the finish. This final photo is of Mo Norman and Lee Trevino at a PGA tournament, most likely the Canadian Open. Segment 5 will be posted in March.